Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hey.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Happy
Right.
Monday with another episode. Hello. I'm your girl Jay with the ish.
Jackie, the wellness advocate here.
And Roberta, the tool lady. And
Okay.
welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome,
We
welcome,
the
welcome.
queens. Where the queens talk about it and be about it. Let's get to it. Y'all got y'all wines? I got mine. Let me get it.
I got soda. I forgot my wine, but I grabbed the soda.
Okay.
I need
All
to go
right.
get me something to drink, right?
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay though. Maybe next time. Well, Nisha couldn't be here with us today, so but we're gonna represent for her in her absence. So let's get into it. Okay, yes, let's get into it, baby. Okay, so let me tell y'all something. Last week was a good topic on domestic violence. That was a good one. I
Yes, it was. I wasn't there, but I watched the replay. And when I tell you, I was like gravitated. That it was amazing, amazing. And I heard your story, Jay, and my heart goes to you and really to everyone, who goes through domestic violence because it's tough,
right. So I just
Yeah.
want to let people know that yes, it was good. It was so good. It really was. I just want to let people know to reach out to someone, and these people is really hard to they really hard it's really hard in their heart to reach out to others. So if you feel like it's signs or anything like that, you can just say, hey girl, I'm not trying to step on those shoes, but look how the world is coming to with people in domestic violence. People is literally taking their spouse out or their partners out. So
Yeah.
um I just want to say that, like, please, and I'm telling you, these narcissists, they out there and they real. Like I told y'all, I thought he was it, but let me tell you something. I thought he was the one. Okay, he was the one. I thought he
Right.
was, but
Right.
baby, he did
Very
it all.
charismatic.
Okay, what? Put on a good hat. Okie doke me.
Right.
Okay, grab my nose. Okay, because he show was
Right.
up. Okay, so I just want to say, like, y'all, go talk to somebody, talk to your friends, okay? And
Right.
I don't know, positive, send them positive little notes, little letters, or whatever that's encouraging. So it's so important to do that. Ladies, do y'all have anything before we get into the homelessness?
No, I think that's good that you're recapping that we're creating a safe place. This is a safe place. It's a safe place to talk about it. Again, like you said, to be about it. So it's just creating that conversation. We come from such a tradition where people don't talk about it, and it's just known. And if it's something like in family dynamics, you don't go nowhere telling people your business. Although everybody can see it, everybody knows that it's something going on. But just creating that awareness is really awesome. And I did think that was probably my number three, my one of my top three picks of shows that we've done. So I would
Yeah,
also recommend
that,
go back and listen to it,
that was good.
because it may be, yeah, something that, like, if you watched a story before and you get one part and then you go back and watch it again, you get another part. You go back and watch it another time, you get something else. So I would just say, check it out like that, and think about it and ask yourself some of those questions if that's you in a relationship that is possibly failed.
Yes, 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 yes. Jackie, you got anything?
Yeah, definitely. I'm one of the people that's like, when you see something, do something. And like as you said, Jay, of course, sometimes you can't just be like straight up with someone like, this
Mhm.
person beating you up, you need to get up out of there. It's not that easy, it's not that simple. But if you see something, say something, let them know that you're there for them, because that simple just telling them that you're there for them could really make a big difference and kind of like open their eyes up, right?
Mhm.
And be like, oh, okay, something will click in their head. So but again, it's a tough, it's just a tough topic. It's just a tough situation for anyone to be in, and it's just about being empathetic and just being there for that person.
Right. All righty. Let's get into the homelessness. First of all, let me tell y'all something. So this is my topic. I have not necessarily experienced the homelessness, but I was not aware. Well, I'm considering one of these categories, and I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, but let's get into homelessness. Okay, it's an individual with no permanent living. Okay, arrangement. Okay, so that's what a homelessness that's the definition of it, and it's four stages. Transitional is the main stage that everybody go through. That's the people that had like a major change. Okay, so these are people that more so like job loss, domestic violence relationship. They decide to, okay, well, you know what, I'm leaving a home, let me live in my car, let me go to a shelter, let me do a help change. All those is transitional homelessness. And then you have the episodic, and you got the chronic, the hitting, all and I'm gonna go through the you got the one that's episode that's more so like the ones that's just the beginning. That's like where they haven't been homeless for that long. They only been homeless like less than a year. And then you got the chronic homelessness, the one that's been homeless for like a year or more. And then you have the hidden one. The hidden one is the a lot of time people don't understand this one. This is where like you live with other people. So it's not necessarily your home, but you sleeping on somebody else's couch, or like someone is letting you stay for like a 3 months or 4 months or whatever. Y'all have some type of arrangement that's been made. Like me, with I actually had my own place, and then my lease ended. So mine was a hidden homelessness because I actually moved in with a friend, until I decided to know, even though it wasn't that long, but it was just like probably stay with them for like a month or whatever. But that's what happens when you chasing love, baby. But so I end up staying with the dude I was with at the time, his friend, and we moved in with him. So, and that's more so hidden homelessness. So and let's we're gonna get into it. So I'm gonna ask the ladies to chime in on it. My main thing is I work with individuals that's more so that had like that's more so transitioning into homelessness. That's either because loss of a job, or they got kicked off housing, uh, um or illness, or whatever, or they got evicted out their apartment because they violated or rules or whatever. So um so this is more so touching, to me, because this is where it's really hard for me to separate like personal and professional, because I'm so busy trying to, because it's really really hard to step in these people, because you actually see them. So um with me, it's more so like, okay, it also humbles me. I'm gonna let you know that it humbles me a lot because I do complain sometimes. I used to complain a lot, but I don't complain like now as I used to, because now I'm actually seeing like real life, stepping in people's homes and meeting people up under bridges and things like that. So it's like, oh my God, like I'm meeting you and I'm trying to help you up under the bridge, or I'm in this shelter, or I'm in a vacant home or house or whatever, trying to help these clients, and they actually real people. They people like us, and it's just like, and then they so young. It's crazy to me, research, people are homeless from kids. It's more kids homeless, and from ages what, like, um 7-year-old to like 24 and all that. That's the arrangements of how, you know when the homeless starts in the most popular age. So it's just like, it's really crazy to me, and it's very heartbroken to like really see um these people in this situation. And it's like the shelters only help you if you in the shelter. So it's really not that many resources out there. Did they leave the parents home? Did they get put out? um a little bit of both. Like, with some of these children are either getting abused, sexually assaulted by step parents, parents, or what. So they normally run away. So that's how they also become homeless, and actually put out because of behaviors. Parents, see, a lot of times parents, like, they just put these kids out because they like, oh, it's hard to deal with them, they starting to get rough and all of that, instead of just sitting down and talking to these kids like, hey, what's really going on with you? Because once they homeless, that's when life swallowed them up. That's where, trauma, that's where, the mental illness come, like, really really shows, when you just, because they don't have nowhere to turn to. So red nose, have y'all been seeing them red nose day? Where donate $1 and they give you like a little red nose or whatever. Red nose is a really good organization that help you transitioning from homelessness. So that's one of a big program, especially, but they mainly focus on children. So, and it's like, oh my God, what about the adults? And then we always forget about the hidden homelessness, like the people that's living with other people. So they really don't even know their next move because they so comfortable with their friend saying, hey, yeah, you can stay here or whatever. But what if they get into an argument? Then they back to the chronic homelessness. You know what I'm saying? So now they back to transitioning homelessness because now they actually, living on the street without no permanent residence. So yes, did y'all watch the interview with Jeezy and Nia Long? Mind blowing. Yes, I did. It was really really mind blowing, just listening to Jeezy's story. I'm not for sure if everybody watched it, but he hit a lot of major key points in that interview. So I do recommend that everyone go watch it, because this is somebody that's really really successful, and he talked about his mental illness and his transitioning and what he been through from um, seeing people, his community, from people getting killed and things, and how it affect him mentally, from his parents, his sisters, so yeah, that's a really really good one to listen to. So I'm gonna stop rumbling, but that was just my little thought and my input on little homelessness. Let me get into these ladies' heads on what they think, about the homelessness, because it is homeless awareness month. So let's get into it.
Yeah, well, I know that it's a crisis, right? It's a crisis really here in Texas, really across the nation.
Mhm.
Here in Texas, we have the fifth highest rate of people experiencing homelessness, and across the nation, the state of homelessness rose after the pandemic. And why was that? That was because of the fact that people were not able to go to work, and their job didn't have the ability to be able to keep paying them, or refuse to keep paying them, or their job did not have the ability to be able to do the virtual platform so they could keep working and get a paycheck. So homelessness is really, really it's a crisis. It's something that you know that should really be addressed. And the way that it is addressed now, it's not working, so something needs to be done differently. And it's just also the lack of housing resources. Here where we're at in the DFW Metroplex, like Jay said, the lack of housing resource is horrible. It's sad, for the fact that when I would have a parent like, I need to get out of this situation with my spouse, or my lease is about to end and I don't have anywhere to go. Like, where can I go for temporary housing? Like, everything, there's a waiting list everywhere. And this is always the case. This what situation that I'm currently talking about, this was in 2021, and it was the same case again in 2022 when I was working at another job with other parents. And then again this year, when I had people just randomly reach out to me and say, hey, do you know about any resources for housing? And I say, okay, there are these organizations, but I cannot say for definitely if they have the ability and capability right now to provide any assistance. And it's sad. For me, it's sad and it's frustrating for me, because we try to give people the resource. We try to give them the information, because these agencies, that's what they're doing. They are either offering permanent housing, temporary housing, or transitional housing. Um, and they just don't have it. And it has a lot to do with the lack of funding as well, and because the city may not have that funding available, the state doesn't have any grants currently available, or whatever funding they did get, it was not enough, so it ends, and they can only do so much. They can only open more housing. There's little homes like City Square, nonprofit organization. They have the tiny homes, but it's just very horrible and very frustrating, the lack of housing resources here in the DFW Metroplex. And it's just sad. It's For me, it's like one of those things that when someone asks me for information, or they bring up the topic of homelessness, like, it kind of boils my blood
Right.
because there just is no resource, and it's sad. And then also on the flip side, those that do have the resource, like, they have no choice, but they only allow like 3 months or 6 months, and they're trying to find them somewhere to go, and they can't find them anywhere to go. And because it's only temporary, they they're like, okay, well, you know here's a gift card for you to be able to stay at the hotel for this week, but we'll keep trying. But the fact of the matter is that we're not going to be able to find anything. And then that's sad too, for an agency to just be like, oh, well, this is all I could do. We gave you 3 to 6 months.
Right. Roberta, you got anything to add to that?
Well, I mean, I have experienced different ways. I do know that it's pretty hard for us to think about how someone else lives a lifestyle, right? And then I like that, Jay, you broke it down for us, because really for chronic, it's a lifestyle. So why I'm saying that is because when it's chronic homelessness, they don't really want that sympathy. and from my experience, they don't want this because
Right, because they
they
got
know.
comfortable. Yeah.
That's right. And they know, the resources. They also know how to utilize, some of the camps. They know how to handle what their situation is. And as a professional, I have in my professional history, I have had the, dilemma of, okay, I want to help you. And then I've had individuals say, hey, you know what, Roberta, that's not what I want. So it's very much a balance in that. Now, the other part is that when you talk about the homeless, we're not talking about people who are so much mental illness or substance abuse like it used to be, or chronic. We're not talking about that population as much now. So the population that Jackie is talking about that we see here in Dallas, or say California was a good example of it. Those people are working people and they just don't make enough money. So during the COVID, you would see, because I always like, I like NPR. I like National Public Radio. I also like to watch shows about things that are going on that are real, not just the news. But you would see all these people pulling up in Saabs, BMWs, Mercedes at the shelter in California. So basically, we got some of that as well here.
Wow.
People are living in their cars. And they are. And I like that Jay said, when you say, well, I really didn't realize I was homeless. I think a bunch of us didn't realize that when we had to sleep on someone else's couch, right? Or we didn't have
Mhm.
a place that we
Mhm.
called ourselves. We didn't realize, hey, basically I'm couch homeless.
Right.
And so many people, is so much navigation with it. I think of when you're, talking about it. And then the last topic, or the last thing I want to hit on, is that we're hitting into our holiday season. And
That's why people actually really, really be homeless. Like become
right,
homeless. That's where the shelters are full. The fundings are gone, you know,
right,
um, and most of the fundings is going on, holiday grants
right,
and stuff like that to organizations to help these kids get toys and shoes and clothes and stuff like that. So that's why a lot of organizations kind of step up and do like feed the homeless at this
right,
time of the month, like where they do Thanksgiving, go out and give blankets and because I know I give sheets and blankets and stuff like that, pillows. I think the year before, last year I did blankets, and then year before I did like pillows and things like that because, like Roberta said, the chronic illness and an example of the chronic homelessness is the people that have their tent. It's real set up. They got little chairs outside, and it be right up on the bridge, or
yeah,
it be like literally it'd be right up on the bridge. They have little two chairs set up, especially in California, like they
right,
and they be good tents, and then I remember going out and serving like I do, and one person was like, I was like, can I help you with some resources and stuff? They like, no, you can help me with a good tent. And you know what was so crazy about a conversation I had with somebody that was homeless? It's too expensive to even buy food for Thanksgiving now. Can we talk about
Yep.
it?
you
Yes,
ain't lying.
and I'm about to talk
It's
about this.
expensive in general to live right now.
Right. So I had a conversation with this man, very intelligent man. He's been homeless for about 7 years, 8 years. So yeah, well, right now he probably been homeless because back then when I was talking to him, he was homeless for 4. So yeah, that's been 3 years, 3 or 4 years ago since I had a conversation. So he's been homeless for a minute, but he told me it was stress free. He said he don't have to worry about stressing over no no bills. He don't have to work. He got good neighbor. I said, who
Mm-hmm.
your neighbors? Word. He told me some that little 10 over there. That's my friend over there. How long? Oh, we've been friends about 2.5 years. Oh, so this the neighborhood. This is the neighborhood. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I mean they have little barbecue pits. I mean, this is right up on the Dallas, right up under the bridge downtown.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
Yeah,
know, and I was kind of afraid to go up in there, but these are actually good people, stress free, don't have no mental. Now, I'm not saying go out there and be homeless now, but it's they kind of help you understand why they don't want the help, why they
Yeah.
consider chronic homelessness. You know what I'm saying? Why they
Mhm.
like, okay, well, I've been homeless for about a year plus now. Oh, okay. So I understand why, you okay with your situation. So do we focus on the chronic homelessness? So it's like, no, I'm not for sure if they comfortable and they more of so accepting they lifestyle, is really not much to do if the government not saying nothing either. So, but for as the ones that's hidden homelessness and the ones that's transitioning to become homeless, I think that's the one that's actually seeking our help. And then but the transition homelessness, they accept, they understand that they actually homeless. So that's the one like, hey, I'm homeless, I actually really need your help. Versus the hidden homeless, they like, oh, I'm good, like, yeah, I'm with my sister, I'm with my mom, or I'm with my friend or whatever. But I want people to understand, like, just because you living with those people, anything can happen. Anything. Y'all can have an argument, or more so a medical problem, issues, or whatever. I don't even check my mailbox until I'm about to pay the bill. Checking for what? LOL, not about to stress myself out. Exactly. I'm with you. I really don't check my mailbox either, because I know it's like bills. Ain't nobody sending me no thank you cards. When the last time you got a thank you card? I get more bills. Either it's two things in the mailbox: either a bill or somebody that's trying to get you to sign up for a credit card or a loan.
it is right.
Yep.
Yeah, trying to put you
Right
in.
now.
Yeah, trying to put you in more debt. So that's
You
why
not lying.
that's why you guys gotta really understand what this world coming. It's no more middle class. It's no more middle
That's
class.
Nope.
right.
Ain't none of that
Mm-mm.
no more.
No, you're
It's
either
either
you're
you
rich. Someone
rich
said it. You're
or
either
you
rich or poor.
rich or you poor. Because
Yeah.
honestly, tell you the truth, you don't see no. This world is so crazy because you don't see in your mailbox somebody like, hey, we are an investment company. We can take your savings and we can show you how to do stocks, and we can show you. You got to go looking for that stuff. You gotta go and how it's, and most of us is not educated enough to
That's
go
right.
look for stuff like that, go
Yeah,
know stuff like that. So that's why I tell everybody, if you're not learning something every day, shame on you.
that's
That's
right.
Jay Kimball with that issue. That's me putting that shit all on the table.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
If
that's true.
you
that's a hey,
not
that's a nugget. That's a
every
nugget.
day, it's
That's
a
right.
problem, because and the reason why I'm saying you need to learn something every day, so by the time your kids get your age, you already got it nipped in the butt, so they can, you know what I'm saying? Because look who, I'm not gonna sugarcoat, because you know white people, they got it. They got it. Got their kids set up, everything. So we really, you need to get with your ethnicity, all women's, however you're gonna do it. Team up and say, hey, we need to make a difference. Because let me tell you something. In our urban and our low poverty areas, it's alcohol on one end of the street, and it's a loan on the other end of the street. But I guarantee you, baby, I'm over here in Plano. Baby, I have to literally Go by 3 or 4 blocks to get to a long place. I gotta Google, you know, or
Yeah, always.
we don't have like no little small little liquor store that you can put on every. We got specs.
But you know that's intentional. That there's a reason why it's like that, because they don't want us to move out of our situation. They want the
Exactly.
community to keep staying in that situation. And that's when, like what you said, it's our due diligence as parents raising the next generation to show them different, to do different, create generational wealth, whether that's starting a business or you're an influencer or whatever it may be. You need to be the difference. You need to pave the way to change
Mm-hmm.
this generational poverty. It has to stop. We have
Right.
one. You have to, at some point you have to wake up and
Come
say, I
on,
don't want this
Jackie.
for myself.
What?
That's right.
That's it. Come on,
Yes.
Roberta. Go on. Come on. I know you got
Hey,
some of
y'all
it.
just said enough. Hey, I don't speak broke. I hate that. You hear me? I don't speak broke. So
Yeah.
y'all done said enough.
I
And it
really
is.
want y'all to take. One. Okay, you know what y'all can really do for Miss J and Jackie and Roberta and Nisha? Go check your mailbox and see if I'm lying.
Mm-hmm.
This
No,
is
this
how
the
you can be
truth.
like, you know what? Is they really be talking that ish like they say they do? Do these queens really talking Bill about it? Go check your damn mailbox.
It's
And you gonna
true.
see
It's
if we
true.
really just be giving y'all that real or we not. Because it's
Right.
true, y'all. Y'all need to really
Yeah,
just
it's
wake
true.
up.
And this is,
Because
for me, it
go
hits home too, because I was in college when I got pregnant with my first son. I was in
Mhm.
college when I got pregnant with my first son. And then, so I was at home living with my dad because I was going to UT Arlington so I could drive from Dallas back and forth from school. Well, pregnant, I was like, okay, well, now I have to move in with my husband, was my boyfriend at that time, moved in with him. So we were that, the couch surfing homelessness. We were living with his mom because we could not afford it. I was not working. I was just going to school, and we really could not afford it. And so I know what that's like. So I when we talk, we're not talking out of our asses, plain
Right.
and simple. This is real. We've personally have lived through this.
Mm-hmm.
So plain and simple, the excuses have to end. There are so many resources out there that can help you start your business for free.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to school for free. You can get
Mm-hmm.
your GED for free. You
Mm-hmm.
can get food for free. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there is so many resources out there. So the excuses have to end. You have to wake up and say, I got to do different. Currently, at this moment, remember I shared I lost my job. In losing that job, I have a part-time job. It's only a part-time job. So our income really changed. And we're really like having to be wise and smart with what we're doing with our money, because it's either we paying the light, the gas, the water, and the roof over our head, or are we paying for food? That's really where we are at, and what we're doing. And I'm gonna be honest, you putting it all on the table. We go to food. I go to food pantries.
Mm-hmm.
Because the fact of the matter is, just groceries is just expensive. We haven't been buying groceries for the past maybe even prior to losing my job, for the past 2 to 3 months. We haven't gone to the groceries. We may go get the necessities, but y'all utilize these resources that are out here, because they're out here to help you. And if you're like, well, Jackie, where do I look? You're telling me to get resources, but where? Go to my link in my bio at my Instagram, and the resource link is there across all of Dallas resources. And I'm going to add it on or put it on the table Instagram as well. But it's there. And all you have to do is you just call them, right? Someone asks, how do you do this? How do you request resources? You call them. You call them and you ask, the first question you ask is it zip code restricted? Because some places will only cater to certain zip codes. They say no, okay. And how often can I go? Do I need anything, in hand when I go to get food or whatever resource that may be? And you ask, that you ask for the qualifications. What do I need? Do you go by pay stubs? Do you not? Most of these places now, because since the pandemic, they're not asking for your income anymore.
Right.
Majority are not, because the fact of the matter is that we are in a crisis. Everybody is in a crisis. The economy is bad.
Bad. Inflation is
And if
real.
you're right, and if you're making under 100,000, guess what? You are still considered middle income, and you're still not making enough. If you got a family and you're making under, as I said, I'm a family specialist as well. So I have to educate my clients on that, because they may need WIC, they may need food stamps, and they're thinking, oh, my husband makes 50,000 a year, but they got 4 kids. No, go into those establishments and ask for what is there, because it is there for you. You got 4 or 5 kids. It's no way a household of 6 on 50,000 is over. That's not over income. Not today. Not in
That's not
today's world.
feasible.
That's right. That's right. It's not
Let's
in
get
today's
in. Yes, let's get into these. I notice a lot of time people be like, "How, I need somebody to do it for me." Look, y'all. Ain't nobody going. People really want to help. People really, really want to help, but it's so many people that really want to help, and it's so many people, and it's less people that's out there that's willing to give that help. Okay, so you have to be that person that's actually like, okay, well, let me be assistant, let me help out. Okay, so when somebody tell you, okay, go and research, you can actually Google, go to the web browser, put in what you need and scroll down it, and it will have a list of links. So let's get into like, how can we prevent homelessness? You know what I'm saying? It's like, say lost of job, let me tell y'all something. Now, you about to lose your job. I feel like everybody know. You know what I'm saying? So either far as like your work performance, if you going to work, tardiness, or if you know that the company is talking about, hey, we have to cut back and all that. If you hearing all this stuff and you seeing all this, if you know that you got a lot of stuff going on in your household, company, you already done got like the talk, or that you are dealing with something mental and stuff like that. So you got to know that ain't no job going to wait for you. I'm gonna let you know that ain't no job gonna wait for you. So sometimes you got to put in your head, okay, well, let me prepare myself. Let me get to the next step just in case something happened. Let me have a backup plan. You have to have a backup plan on everything that you do. So that's one of the things you gotta really, okay, well, let me go ahead and put in the application just in case, or let me take time off. You don't pay short-term disability for nothing. If you know you going through mental and you know that you having aches and all that stuff, get into some resource. If your job don't offer it, they have like churches, they have different programs and things like that can actually help you.
Let me interject real quick.
Go ahead.
Coming as someone who lost her job because of her depression and anxiety, when you are in that place, you're not thinking about what am I gonna do next. It's there, a tiny little whisper is there, but the fact of the matter is that you're not conscientious about it. You're not really like you're just in survival mode at that point. Right. But when it does happen, yes, then you start healing like I'm doing. I start getting into the healing process, changing my meds up, being consistent with my routine, being consistent with my therapy. And the fact of the matter is that part-time right now for me is what I need because I'm still healing. I'm not healed, right? We've seen that audio, right, going around on
I'm not
Instagram. I'm
healed, but
I'm
I'm healing.
healing.
Right.
Yeah, I'm healing. So what that means is that that I need this time to get it together so that when I do get my full-time position, I am fully able and capable to be able to be sufficient because I am a very hard worker. I am very highly skilled. I I bring a lot to what I do. I have passion, compassion, and everything, and empathy and sympathy, and I relate to everyone on a whole nother level because I have gone through it. But the fact of the matter is that when someone is in that situation, in that depression, chronic depression, their meds have been unbalanced off, they're trying to get their life together, you really just focus on like, I'm just trying to survive. I'm plain and simple. I was trying not to die. I was trying not to kill myself. I was trying to survive at that time. So when
Right.
people are in that situation, we got to realize like, okay, we got to help them out. And that's when mental health comes into the talk, that there ain't no resources really out
Yeah.
there because what is out there, there's a wait list. It takes a time, it costs a lot of money. We've talked about this before. Mental health, it does cost. And if you have Medicaid, of course, it covers, right? Insurance covers a part of it, but it's still is costly and the wait list is ridiculous everywhere, even for like Metro Care here, right? That's the county
Yeah.
assistance that everyone, goes to.
Roberta,
Yeah.
you have something to say?
I was just gonna go at it a different way because I've been a single parent before, and I
But
kind of
hold
know
on,
where you.
before you start, I'm so sorry because Jackie had interfered. But Jackie, I just wanted to let you know this is more of so for people that actually don't have a husband or a partner or anybody that they can lean on. This is when I was speaking on that, it was just more so for people that's don't have nothing and the only thing they have is a job. Like for me, if I know I'm slacking and if I know I'm going through a hardship or anything like that, I'm a single mom. I don't have no husband. I don't have no mama. I don't have no daddy or anybody that can help me financially. So therefore, if I know I'm slacking, if I know that I'm going through a mental, I have to prepare myself before time. I can't sit there and just be like, okay, let it happen. No, because I'm not gonna be able to. I don't have that person, and it's people out there that don't have no person that can
Yeah.
go to. Like I
Mhm.
wouldn't, I wouldn't be able to know who to. I wouldn't
Yeah.
even know because even though a lot of people like, oh well, Jay, you can come over here, you can do. Really? Can I really actually do that? You know what I'm saying? Can I? Are you really willing to give up your personal space for me and another child to come live in your home? So that's where I was
Yeah.
getting.
No, yeah, yeah, I get that. I get it too. But it's
Yeah.
just, just being conscious that not everyone thinks like that in that moment, right? Like in
Yeah.
that moment,
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about that. And other people kind of go through the same thing as well. But yes, everyone is different. Everyone's personality is different. Some people can like their survival mode can like kick in like a fire under their butt. Like I gotta get it, like I gotta do something, I gotta put something in place. But other people like me, I was just like, I'm just trying not to die. Basically, I'm just trying
Yeah.
to survive.
Go
Yeah.
ahead,
Yeah.
Roberta. What you got?
Well, I was just gonna go at it a different way because I can kind of see what you were saying, and I do understand what Jackie's saying as well. Because the truth is a crisis, right? So people, these people really, when we had COVID, they weren't looking to lose their jobs like that. California wouldn't look to be turned upside down. Uh, Texas wasn't looking to get such over. Heck, Oklahoma even got an overload of homeless. Where they actually have a homeless coalitions, and it's an issue now. Colorado has an issue, and the issue is because their climate isn't even good for homelessness because it's too cold. So some people just really, there's nothing really at a time they can do. But what I see you saying is like try to be um try to have skills in different places. That's kind of what I'm hearing, and that's what I had to do. Right, I had to have skills in different places. So in one place I might be a counselor, one place I might do your taxes, one place I might be your trainer. I've even had times as a single parent I've cleaned up buildings at night. You see what I'm saying? Because I wanted to eat, right? And I wanted my children to eat. So it just depends on how you look at that. But my thing was, my every week was going to be better than my last week. See, because I couldn't project into a year. And some people, it might sound may sound crazy, but I didn't see into a year as a single parent. I seen into a week. And my weeks were every week. I'm gonna do better this week. I'm gonna do better this week. I'm gonna do better this week. You see what I'm saying? That's how I was running my marathon. And so, yes, I had to to take whatever job So, just basically, I can see, I can see both ways. But the truth is, nobody really looks for a crisis, but crises
Mhm.
do happen. It just happened to be, especially like for us three here, I can speak for, it happened to be we're in a situation as far as what we've learned to be helpers during a crisis. You see what I'm saying? So we're
Right.
in a first responder of a crisis. We're the people. We're the responders. So that was it's a curse because as Jackie said, sometimes it is hard, and as you said, sometimes it is hard to see people homeless and you can't help them. You can't get the resources for them. That's why I said we got to be mindful, even with that, of knowing what do your client want, what do they want. That's the most important thing. And I'm not taking away from, like I said, the chronic homeless, but I have experienced that as well, where they've told me, hey, Roberta, I don't want that. You see what I'm saying? And I had to talk to my supervisor like, hey, I'm trying to keep them off the streets. I'm trying to get them into this and this and this and this. And they like, and my supervisor said, you know what, Roberta, listen to what they're saying to you. Listen. But of course, that was pre-COVID, right? So now we are post-COVID. It's a different population that's homeless. It's people who are like me, people like y'all. You see what I'm saying? Only difference is they might have worked in different plants, or they may have worked in computer technology places that had to shut down because they were mom and pops. So they just worked in different places, but they were like we are. They're working class people. So I can see it both ways, but like I said, that's just me. I can see that you do have to be. I pretty much like that song "Every Woman." I made
Mhm.
it. I made sure that I was gonna be every woman some kind of way.
That's
So that's
good. Yeah. I just that is really good. I just if you can, like I would say it's really all about saving, having emergency funding. Like if you transitioning to homeless, some good tips I would suggest or recommend. Like if it doesn't matter that every each check you need to put back something. Like it doesn't matter if it's 10, $20 or something until you able to get more. When you get your taxes, like your lump sum or something, put $500 back. You getting
don't go
all
get it. Hey, and
you,
don't go get into no entanglements. You heard me?
yeah, okay, and
You know,
know,
Jay, I like that you say that about the taxes because that's what we did. Honestly, that's what we didn't utilize our taxes. We
right,
kind of pay like one thing, off, and then we're like, okay, we're gonna keep everything else because either it's emergency fund or it's play money, one or the other. We'll know at the end of the year, right, what it is. So we did
1K, yep.
Yeah, 401k, you can pull out of your 401k. Of course, you get tax deducted right out of your 401k. But yeah, definitely saving. I would say, of course, I know everyone's situation is different, right? Like for
Mhm.
us, for a two-parent household, we'll be like, okay, we're gonna use this amount of money from the tax to be able to buy for the kids,
Right.
and then that's it, right? That's all we're gonna use it and pay off one or two credit cards. But for
Right.
someone else that's a single parent, they may be like, okay, I'm gonna pay in advance my apartment, my rent. I'm gonna pay in advance my rent. I'm gonna buy my
Mhm.
kids all of them clothes for now, for the summer, for the winter. So it's understandable, but just to be conscious that anything could happen to
Right.
anything can happen. So just
And
put
then,
away
yeah,
something.
yeah, and invest in yourself.
Mhm.
Invest in yourself. Whether whatever certification it is, invest in that. Even if it's just a little, just a 4 month deal, invest in that because you'll be surprised how that may kick in if your job kick out. You know, um, and then that's right. A bunch of banks are shutting down, so it's banks all
Yes.
over, large banks. The other thing I wanted to answer, that poly relationship. Now, if it's not healthy for you, mentally healthy, don't get in nothing like that. Because it's one thing you doing it to survive and you
Mhm.
broke, and now you're broke, frustrated with a poly relationship. You gotta put up with a whole nother person with their situation ship. So now you just in a problem. So
Yeah.
if you got to get a roommate, you might need a roommate. I mean, that's
Hmm.
more mutual than a poly relationship, something that you're gonna have to be letting something go out of your soul, your heart, and your body with. That's a bit much.
Hmm.
So let me before we get off of here, I do want to touch on some few tips or whatever, like you can, like she said, a roommate, and you can actually do your own background check on them people.
Hmm.
So don't say, oh nah, roommate, nah, what if they crazy, or what if they do your own, that you can do a whole little federal background on them,
Yep.
as well as you can check to see if they on a sex defense list, or that you can do that, as well as it's called assurance. Okay, not insurance but assurance. This is where, like, you can invest your money into and you can take it out, like if emergency what that was to happen. Like if you sitting here and you put assurance on your dad, or whatever, like whole life insurance or whatever, you can take out of that money, you can borrow and put back, or you can just keep that money. So that's something that you can look into. And so because I know a lot of you guys have in your head, like, what are some tips or what I can do to stop, like I said, $10, $5, when you get lump sums, like your income tax, put,
Preventative measures,
you
right?
know
That's what you talk about. Preventative.
exactly, like put in there, put five. And then when I say, don't when you put $5 or $10, put it like in like a trust or a CD account, or something that you cannot take out or remove. You can't just be like, oh, let me transfer this out my savings account, girl, it's a party next weekend. Not one of the, not something that you're gonna have to, like, it's a ton of groups on social media that promotes and are looking for roommates to move in with them. See, it's a lot of people
Yeah.
it that's looking for like roommates and because everybody know that it's really really hard. I know a lot of
Right.
people come to me and say, hey, do you know somebody that's looking for a roommate that I can roommate with? So you can always I want you guys to, and then put it all on the table, is a support system. It is a resources. So we are resourceful. So you can actually message either one of us. You can actually post on the put it all on the table page. You can put a post, hey guys, do y'all know such and such, one of us will respond, because if I know I don't have the resources or the knowledge on it, Roberta have it, or Jackie have it, Anisha, but I know out of all four of us, you will get an answer. So I want you guys to understand that the main objective here to take home with you guys is stop the generational curses that we done talked about in pretty much all of our yeah even though we probably ain't laid out like that, but we do normally get to it. Still wraps around the generational curses, so you want to stop that. And one thing, you are, as a parent, as a mother, as a father, you want your kids to be better than you. You know, you don't. So you, in order for you to do that, you have to set your kids up right. You know, so what good does it make your kids if you don't know nothing? You know, and a lot of time is that a lot of kids like, oh well, I didn't go that route because I didn't know nothing about it. Teach your kids, educate. If you don't know, direct your kids to somebody that do. You know,
Yeah.
direct them and say, hey, you know, I really don't know much about it, but I've been listening to this podcast. You might want to reach out to them, or hey, you know, your local authority, Metro Care, Denton, MHMR, Tarrant County MHMR, Life Path, which is Collin County. So those are big resources that you can actually go to and look for answers. You have churches, you know, like really big churches that's actually helping you pay your rent and your utilities and all.
Concord,
Huh?
Yeah.
Concord Church with their
Yeah.
nonprofit Harmony CDC, they do that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you these churches is out here, like if you actually go and tell your story or whatever, they actually can pay your rent and your utilities and all this. And then you have little organizations that's, you know, like that's in some of these buildings or whatever. You just have to put in the work and look for it, because nobody not gonna do it for you. Okay, so
Right. Right.
that's my intake on
Yeah,
that.
and you have 211 Texas. You here in DFW, you have
All over.
findhelp.org as well. So you have, there's websites out there where you can put what you're looking for, your zip code, job 75211, and then you'll get a bunch of information.
Right. And
Roberta,
now,
closing.
I was just going to say there's a National Library initiative. The
Mhm.
library has a state of art recording studio that's open to the public. They have free rooms that are open to the public. So if you want to start a group, if you want to start anything, go to your library. Go get those resources. You know, self-empowerment is where it is.
Mhm.
We got to empower ourselves.
Right.
We can't no longer wait for somebody else to give us empowerment. We
Self
gotta,
empowerment
and
and
we
self
gotta
sufficient.
take it.
Right.
And we have to take it. I'm gonna tell you that. We gotta take it. So, you
Yeah.
know, we got a politician. He said we can't go over, we gonna damn sure go under. We gotta take it, y'all. So
Yes.
I want you to be encouraged and know, go forward. Go, these places are out here. It's all kind of knowledge out here. We just don't
And
go
you
knock
can,
on the door. Like Jay
yeah,
said,
and you can do it. You can do it.
right,
Yeah.
right. And that's it. We love y'all.
We love
Yes.
you. So thanks again for watching. Put it all on the table. We here every Monday, first through the fourth Monday. Once again, I'm your girl Jay with the ish.
Jackie, the wellness advocate.
Roberta the Tool Lady.
And we the queens, where we talk about it and be about it. We love you.
Bye.